Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do another tier list maker on all the Treyarch Zombies maps, including Cold War. Here are all the maps that have ever come out that Treyarch has ever released. And welcome back. If you guys like the type of content that I put out on my YouTube channel, then subscribe, maybe give this video a like. I don't really know, but anyways, let's get straight into this one. So I'm going to go with top to bottom. And first off, just to satisfy people like Crazy Rabbit, I am going to make a little rule set in order for you guys to know what I think and how I actually rank these maps. And I rank these maps by, well, the same way Chrism does. I rate them by how much I want to play it right now, how much I just really just want to get on the map, and how fun it actually is to play on it. And obviously, a big thing that the game actually goes into gameplay is replayability, and so again, that is a pretty big thing. However, some things have changed since the last tier list, which is that I've really started to play Black Ops 4 a lot more, and I've gotten to see the little intricacies within that game. So, without further ado, let's kick this off straight away with Nuketown. So, as you guys probably do not know, I came into the COD Zombies community around Black Ops 3, and my first entry into this game mode was actually Advanced Warfare. Looking back on it, it sort of sucks, but whatever, it's whatever, right? And so, I'm gonna rank the first one, and obviously as you can tell from above, I have been doing a little bit of research on some of these maps to actually learn how to play some of these Black Ops 4 maps, because I never really actually tried them so much, or as much as the Black Ops 3 Zombies maps. And so yeah, I've been learning how to play those maps. Anyways, let's go straight into the first map, which is Nuketown. Nuketown set off everything. It started all the zombies, but I'm not giving any points for being the first or creating something, because I think that just doesn't really play into replayability. And if I said, oh yeah, it's based on new things, I think a lot of you guys wouldn't agree where I put the Rise of Drac Origins or Shadows of Evil, because they really didn't create anything. So I'm gonna go with Nuketown. Nuketown was great at the time. However, obviously now it looks like complete trash, utter dog shit. Let's be real. And the only wonder weapon was the ray gun. And at the time it was a beastly wonder weapon, but now it's just there. And so for that reason, I'm putting it at F, because there just really isn't much to do. There's 3 doors and there's a box, and that's it. It's good fun for a little. Now, Verrucht and Shinonuma. Ooh, boy, you guys are gonna hate me because I am not a big one for nostalgia. And so, I really liked Verrucht actually. Verrucht was very fun to play as, but is it a B tier? Sorry, this is move. Is it a B tier? Not even close. I think it's more of a C or D. I would put either high D, yeah, high D, because I think Verrucht was very fun. I really liked it. It was fun and claustrophobic, and it's just scary overall vibes. But it's just not as good as the newer maps. It still doesn't have Pack-a-Punch. I'm sorry, but I cannot put anything above D if it doesn't have a Pack-a-Punch. That's why I'm putting Transit so low later on, is because it just doesn't have Pack-a-Punch, mainly because it's so fucking difficult to get it. And not just difficult, but just straight up unfair to get. Shinonuma, I didn't like as much as Verrucht. These are just interswitchable. But Derice. Derice is what started off. Everyone sucks its dick off and says, oh yeah, it's S tier. But I don't think it's that high. I don't even think it's A tier. Or I would even put it at low B tier or high C tiers, about where I'd put it, because yes, it was amazing for the time and it still holds up to this day. However, is it as good as some of the newer maps? I definitely don't agree with this. Derice was overall, in my opinion, a high C map. It could be a low B, I could get that, but otherwise, I'm putting it high C. Now, Kino de Toten was a Derice ripoff, except for it was free for all players who bought Black Ops 1. And so, in that sense, people could say Kino de Toten is better than Derice, but at the same time, there are a few more strides within Derice that I do agree with more than Kino de Toten. However, Thundergun, that's pretty cool. We're putting it above Derice. Now, we're going to go into 5. 5. Wow, what an amazing map. For a lot of players, it was way too hard for them, and I definitely understand where they're coming from. And I do agree at some points it could be very unforgiving. However, it doesn't dismake or discredit the map at all, because I still feel like there should always be a hard map. There should always be an easy, there should always be a hard, and there should always be a medium map. This was the hard map. Kino was the easy map, and I believe 5 is actually better than Kino to Toten. Even though the Wonder Weapon isn't that good, but the Wonder Weapon was supposed to be the Thunder God at 5, and actually Kino to Toten was supposed to be in World at War with literally just a Wonder Wop, and so I think 5 belongs at low B. And obviously it's not on here, so I can't really Thunder God, but whatever, you understand what I'm trying to say. Now, Ascension is the next map. I really do enjoy Ascension, and if there was no monkeys, I would put it high A or low S. That's just the type of man I am. I like to get a beer, sit on the couch, play a game, put on a podcast or something, and just have a good old time killing zombies. However, monkeys do get in the way of this, and while it does have PhD Flopper and Stamina making the gameplay more replayable, it still isn't enough to bring it to an A. I think Ascension, in my opinion, is a mid-tier B. Next is Call of the Dead, which I really haven't played much of. I'm going to tell you that straight up, but I have played with the Wonder Weapons, and the Wonder Weapons are actually really fun to play with. I really love the VR11, even though it's really shitty on single player, and I love the Scavenger. It is a fresh of breath air, and so for that reason I think it's better than Ascension because it doesn't have monkeys, but instead as George Romero, RIP to my man. Yeah, I think Call of the Dead was a nice map. It was good. Nothing above that though. Shangri-La is the next map, and just like 5, it was the hardcore map. However, I feel for a lot of people, it was really hard at the time. Nowadays, it's like hard, but it's not as hard as it used to be due to the skill level of the players in the community getting higher due to just the incredible amount of difficulty they have ramped up the newer maps. And for this reason, I believe Shangri-La is also a mid-B. I don't think it's above Call of the Dead, yet I do believe it is above Ascension, because Ascension can get boring if you don't like training around circles and circles. Personally, that's what I like to do, but I don't know. A lot of people don't really like that, and I do understand that, so that is why I'm putting it over Ascension. And Shangri-La also has a better Wonder Weapon. It is really a pull factor for me to actually play the game. Now, Transit. Oh boy, Transit. Transit on a modern or just on Cold War with a little bit of fixing could easily be top A or maybe even bottom S tier. However, because it was on such a crappy engine, which was the Xbox 360 at the time, it had some limitations, creating the fog, denizens, and the lava, which a lot of people nowadays hate. Or at the time still hated, but at the time people liked the map, and a lot of people seem to have forgotten this. However, there's a few things I dislike about the map, which is Pack-a-Punch is basically impossible to get due to the unfair circumstances of the little turbine breaking down. And another thing I hate is the turbine. The turbine just limits the amount of things you could get or hold in your inventory. I believe that was a very bad move from Treyarch. And finally, the buildables in this map just weren't that good. And I do not like the buildable system by getting one piece, putting it, getting one piece and putting it. I really do enjoy Cold War and just Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4 for that matter, where you actually just hold on to the pieces. I think those are better buildable ideas and systems, and that is why Transit will be going at low D, because I do have more of a will to play Varuk than Shinonuma, even though Transit technically has a Pack-a-Punch and is bigger, because as we know, bigger doesn't always mean better. Alright, let's go into our next map, which is Moon. And oh my gosh, I love Moon. Who doesn't love Moon? First off, you have the amazing dual-wield zap guns, and then it turns into the popcorn maker. Oh, well, it's not called that, but y'all know what I mean, right? It was an amazing wonder weapon, and there were places to train within it too, especially in the remastered version during the Black Ops 3 Chronicles. It looked amazing, and I really did enjoy how it actually looked. During Black Ops 1, it didn't look good at all, but really vamped up during Black Ops 3. And I do love that little indoor garden that it has. It's a really cool, nice little separate area that actually makes the map separated from the other maps. And for that reason, I would put it at a low A. Nuketown Zombies. A lot of people love this map, and I really never got the reason. It's inconsistent, and for a zombies map, I mean, inconsistency and mysteries are always nice to have. We always love that RNG, like the box, and sometimes where the perks spawn, but I don't want to know when the perks spawn. I don't really want to know. I just want to know when Jug spawns or where it is, or where Pack-a-Punch is every single time. And for that reason, I am actually putting Nuketown Zombies at D. I am putting it above Reluctant Shinonuma because it does have Pack-a-Punch and it has a little more perks, but that is literally the only reason why. Now, Die Rise was a worse version of Transit in most people's minds, and mostly for my mind, I think it was below Transit. However, a few things make it stand out to be just a little better than Transit. I wouldn't put it above Shinonuma. Actually, I would actually put it above these two maps because Pack-a-Punch is accessible. And while the elevators suck, like even though this has Pack-a-Punch and it is a reliable Pack-a-Punch, I'm still putting it at D. Everything else that has Pack-a-Punch is already above D. However, Die Rise, I just hate how they went around verticality. Cold War, in my opinion, did it well. And as much as I love I love Cold War and I love the verticality of that game, which Die Rise just wasn't able to get with, or was able to even do correctly. And so that is why it is at a D. However, the reason why it is above these three maps, other than an accessible Pack-a-Punch and accessible perks, is the Sliquifire, which really makes this map because the Sliquifire is an amazing gun and really makes me want to play this map. That is literally the only reason I want to play Die Rise above any of these maps. Let me put it over here because the Sliquifire, that is literally the only reason it is above any of these maps. Because it actually makes me want to play the map, and that is a big reason in actually this ranking. Next is Mob of the Dead. Mob of the Dead, I never really realized how big the map was. And I do believe that the dock was, well, for a matter of fact, I don't think the ramp going up and down was that good. But I'm just finding little nitpicks right now because the map is so fucking amazing. It is a journey. It's not like, well, it's a journey and it's a story. It's not a zombies map. It's not a moon. It's not an Ascension. It's its own breed. It's, well, more of a Back 4 Blood 2 or whatever, or Left 4 Dead 2. And it's more like that than it is an actual zombies map, and which I do give it credit for. However, a lot of people, if you don't know how to play the map or do not know anything about it, you will not have a fun time. And for this reason, I will be putting it at low S tier. Ooh, that was hard. Wow, that was really hard for me to do. Buried. Buried was fun. It has a lot of cool gimmicks and features, and it's just OP. I love Vulture Aid. I love the Paralyzer, which is just a better version of the shitty fucking Wonder Weapon on Transit. And I love the Ray Gun Mark II, which they invented on Buried and was on Buried. And so for that reason, I think Buried was a very fun map to play, and overall was an A tier map. Oh gosh, we're gonna ruffle a lot of people's feathers, is with Origins. Origins, in my opinion, just isn't that great. I mean, I can get why everyone likes it. It's a collectathon, and all zombie players are supposed to like collectathons. Yet, I just don't really want to. I don't really want to go through that all for Origins. And yes, I'm not the biggest fan of collectathons, but I still do enjoy them. However, Origins just, I don't know. I think the real thing I'm trying to get up here is there's just only one way to play, which is the staves. There are so many amazing new guns put onto this map, like the Scar, the MG. Oh my gosh, the KSG. I think that was, or there was a new shotgun that was added. It was really good. There were some new weapons added to this map, and no one ever used them because why use them if you could just get the stabs? Which, While yes, everyone loved the stabs, including myself, I don't think it was the right choice to put on this map, especially with the mud, making it almost impossible to train. And for those two reasons, I feel like Origins isn't as good as some say it is. I do enjoy the map, however, it just isn't my cup of tea, and for that reason, I am putting Origins at a low A tier map. I get why people like, mid A tier. I get why people do thoroughly enjoy it, and I do thoroughly like the map. However, it just isn't my cup of tea. You know, yeah. And then now we come to my favorite map of all time, Shadows of Evil. I mean, what's not to like here? The Apothecary Servant, the Apothecary Sword, everything looks so cool. The characters are nice. And just, ooh, the rituals, they're all fun to do. And I get it, for a new player, it just isn't fun. But this was meant to be the 5, while the Giant was supposed to be, well, the Totem of the actual game. And for that reason, I feel Shadows of Evil was an S tier map. Even though it wasn't nice to newcomers, it wasn't meant to do that. It was supposed to appease the Origin fanboys. And so, we go into my most controversial map, the Rising Track. The Rising Track just isn't that good. I don't get what you guys see in it. I mean, is it is it just time? Do you guys just like how it used to be, or how it was back in the day, or was it because it made you guys a lot of money? I don't really understand, right? Like Origins, right? It like created a lot, and obviously I said innovation isn't a big part of it, and I do still stand by that, but it still is something, right? And obviously the Rising Track didn't really create anything. It was just repetitive because you did the same thing already. Like, I'm not talking about the bows, which is what everyone says is repetitive on the same thing and stolen, but what I say is the dragon step is stolen from mob. And if you say the dragons aren't necessary, well, the dogs aren't necessary to beat on mob because it's only a side weapon, you sort of need that side weapon to get the rest of the stuff that you actually need to survive, like the other wonder weapons, and so you do really need to feed the dogs. And for that reason, I believe the Rising Track is just sort of boring when you play it. I mean, for me, it is better than Origins, but it's not better than Buried, in my opinion. And now we move to Zetsubou no Shima, where again, you guys might be saying, what type of track are you on? I might really want that next. You feel me? But Zetsubou no Shima was a very fun map in my opinion, and actually was better than the Rising Track. I love the KT4, I love the Matsume, and as much shit as this map gets for fucking watering plants underwater, it's fun as hell to play. And even though there is a lot to open, it's really not that much, guys. You're just shitting bricks here. Um, it's better than the Rising Track. There's nothing repetitive in this map. It's not like you're doing something over and over other than knifing the little spider webs, which literally only takes 20 seconds to do. Pack-a-Punch is honestly a breeze to do compared to Shadows of Evil, and for that reason, I like Zetsubou no Shima more than the Rising Track. It just has more things going for it. And next, we have Garage Krovi. Oh boy, Garage Krovi. A lot of people hate it, a lot of people love it. I know JR, well, John Rizzo, does not like this map. However, I personally do thoroughly enjoy this map. I do not enjoy its Easter egg. The Easter egg is just cancer. Like, up to now, I haven't really talked much about Easter eggs because they've been good. Other than Shadows of Evil being a 4-player Easter egg, I found all of these Easter eggs to be good, or at least, like, okay to do. Like, Zetsubou, the only thing I could say about that was the last boss fight. Same with Shadows, and Origins didn't really have a boss fight. It was just surviving and getting souls. However, Garage Krovi had, well, I mean, the Rising Track had a really good boss fight, and I did enjoy that. However, Garage Krovi had a horrible, horrible Easter egg that just takes away from the map. I haven't said this about any other map, but the Easter egg takes away from the gameplay. I haven't even said that about Origins, which the Easter egg is literally just upgrading the 4 stabs and getting the Maxis drone and getting the Iron Fists or whatever. I forgot. It's been a while. But Garage Krovi definitely points docked off for that. I'm gonna put it above Origins because I'm not a big fanboy of Origins. However, it is a little worse than the Rising Drac because the Easter egg just isn't as fun to do. Or just isn't fun to do in the beginning, and that is the only reason I am putting it below. The Wonder Weapons are both equally good. The Reagan Mark III makes you want to hit the box and gives more gameplay loops. However, the Rising Drac has more Wonder Weapons and each one is better in my opinion than the Mark III, and so that is why I am putting it above Garad Krovi. Revelations, a widely considered a meh map, just a good map. It's nothing amazing and it's nothing horrible, but in my opinion, Revelations was really fun to play and I really did like this map. I mean, in my opinion, it was a low A tier map, right? I mean, come on. Hold on. This just looks a little too um so you know what? Yeah, I like this actually. Revelations, yeah, I think it stays here. Revelations is there. I think Moon actually should go right here. Yeah, I think Revelations is fun. The Easter egg just wasn't fun to do actually, and for that reason, it is low B tier. If the Easter egg was fun to do and the boss fight was fun, I would put it A, mid A tier. I thoroughly found this map and this actual gameplay to be fun. It just the thing that sucks about it is the horrible Easter egg. I mean, I love all the weapons returning, and a lot of people say, "Oh, upgrading the Apothecary Servant's OP," but I don't give two flying fucks if it's OP. I just want to kill zombies. And that's the main distinction from a lot of people. A lot of people love that big long quest of Easter eggs, and some people just like Kino. I'm being serious. Some people just like Kino, and that is the only reason they are in the zombies community. Um, yeah, but for me, I just like killing zombies, and I sometimes like doing Easter eggs. Right? I used to be a hardcore fan, but Cold War sort of changed that. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I used to be able to knock down these Easter eggs fast, but not anymore. It just Cold War just sort of changed my perspective on zombies. I'll get into that later. Blood of the Dead is widely considered a horrible map, and I've been playing a lot of Black Ops 4 recently, and I do not think it deserves the hate that it's actually gotten. And Blood of the Dead is actually quite fun to do, and the new additions are fun to play in. The only problems I should say, is that one, the Easter egg is just bullshit. Why the fuck do I have to know fucking Morse code? And the second is it just isn't wound together correctly or just isn't tied neatly together. I do feel that the warden's house at the end and those two buildings at the end should be connected in like a sort of circle area. It should be connected to the starting area. There should be a little bridge over there. Not bridge, but like a little area connecting it. A little pathway. And I believe from the docks there should be another way to get back to the mainland. There should be like a little bridge or something that connects it. I think that would be really nice and helping the flow of it. However, that map really just doesn't have it. I do love the new addition of the new Wonder Weapon, and it's fun. It's Mob of the Dead, but just a little worse. That is what Blood of the Dead comes out to be. And overall, it is. I'm putting a lot of things over Origins, but Origins, in my opinion, just isn't as good as a lot of people say it is. And I've already talked about this mod, just nothing to do other than getting the stabs, and it's just the Easter egg run. There is no fun to be had on the map if you're not doing an Easter egg run, in my subjective opinion. Now we move on to Classified. Um, what do I say about this map? I feel the same way a lot of people feel about Alpha Omega about Classified. I feel Classified is just a remaster. Um, I don't know. It's a remaster of 5, except for done a little better with better graphics, obviously. And I think it's just like above Ascension, but it's a little improvement. I mean, what could I say? Next is Voyage of Despair. I bet like the last video I made, I gave Black Ops for a lot of hate. However, I do not feel the same anymore, and for that reason, I'm putting a lot of BO4 maps pretty high where most people wouldn't put them. And so, Voyage of Despair. Ah, yes. Voyage of Despair. I just played it actually today. The Kraken's fun, and the 4 variants you could turn it into are actually really cool and unique in each sense, and they're all fun to use. And the boss is okay. I don't give him shits, but I just do not like the Black Ops 4 zombie spawning. And in Blood of the Dead, it sort of works okay, but in Voyage, it just sort of ruins because there's so many small corridors. And I think they should have used the same tactic they used in Ancient Evil or Dead of the Night, which is two people can walk through a space or a little hallway in order for you to be able to avoid a zombie in a little tightened corridor. But nope, you can't do that, and it sort of takes away from the actual map itself. But if it wasn't for that, it would be a little higher. But it just isn't as good as some of these Black Ops 3 Zombies maps, in my opinion. And for that reason, I'm actually just going to put it above, no, just below Moon. It is better than these maps, in my opinion, because of the wonder weapon and new graphics, and just overall it's pretty fun to play, but it's not amazing. It's not the greatest. Okay, 9 is fun. It's a fun map. It is, in my opinion, a Derice. It's a fun map. You go there and you play it. It's just fun. It's just pure fun. You just go in it, you get the four champions, and you kill them. You put them at the bottom. Bam, you get it. The Easter egg is okay, and the boss fight is pretty fucking fun. I love fighting those two elephants. The first one you kill it, and then the second one comes out of nowhere, and you're like, "What the heck happened here?" It was pretty fun. I'm not gonna cap. That was pretty fun. I do thoroughly enjoy 9. Um, Characters really didn't enjoy this crew until later, until Ancient Evil. Dead of the Night really should have came first because it just gives the exposition away and the whole backstory and actually leads to mystery. But whatever. 9, in my opinion, is a solid B tier map overall. I would put above Revelations. It is high B. Hold on. Sorry, C and D just sort of lacking, so I just put die rise up here. I guess I'll put Nuketown in the same area. But yeah, it's sort of how it's going so far. And then Dead of the Night shows up. And I fucking love Dead of the Night. I don't know why this is so underrated. A lot of people say, oh, it's just the tuning sports, they get boring. But they're so fun to do. They're like the rituals on Shadows of Evil. They're just fun as hell to do. Dead of the Night, in my opinion, is just Shadows of Evil with a new skin, new weapons, new bosses. It's so cool. And the wolves, I mean, they serve their purpose as being like a big tank. They don't do much damage. They don't do anything. They're just a tank, right? And then the little vampires are really cool to have. They don't do much damage. They just make you go red, and it's really cool. And then the red little jumping things, which a lot of people say destroys the map and makes it worse. In my opinion, I don't see what's so bad with them. They're not as bad as people say, because after they bite you, you have like 3 seconds to regen, and if you have quick revive, you've already regen by the whole time. And they're just really not as cancerous as people say. People just make it seem as, well, just worse than it is. The only problem I say that this map had was a lack of advertising. That is literally the only problem I found with this map. A lot of people say silver bullets are not fun to get. I get that, but if you could do the collectathon Origins and you find that fun, well, this is like 10 times more fun than doing the collectathon Origins, in my humble opinion. And for that reason, I think Dead of the Night is as good as Shadows of Evil. I love everything about Dead of the Night. I love it. It is fun. Like, just pure fun. I don't know about you guys, but I really love Dead of the Night. And Dead of Night is just like Shadows of Evil. It's just everyone disliked Black Ops 4. They didn't like the perk system. They didn't like the point system. And in all honesty, I really enjoyed the perk system in Black Ops 4. I thought it was better than Black Ops 3, to be honest. You gotta set it up before, and you gotta set up your modifier. The only thing I disliked is you couldn't get any more perks. You couldn't get more than 4 perks, and that's literally my only complaint about Black Ops 4 Zombies. I mean, if that's your biggest complaint, that really isn't that big, because that's always been a complaint until Cold War. Dead of the Night's fun. I really love it. It just hits the spot for me. I don't think it hit the spot for as many people, but for me, it definitely hit that spot. Ancient Evil, another classic that a lot of people dislike, in my opinion, is better than the Rising Dragon or Zetsubou no Shima, because sure, you don't have to go over these hands, because these hands, these hands, the Hand of Orion, the Hand of, I forgot the other one, the Hand of Wind, the Hand of Hell, the Hand of Plants, and the Hand of, Light, the Hand of Light. I know I'm butchering these, but whatever, just go along with me. They're all fun to use, but they're not overpowered and they don't have so much ammo. They're just sort of like a Thunder Gun or a Ray Gun Mark II. They're balanced in a sense. Now, there are other weapons you can use in this map, and they're all fun to use, and I just love Ancient Evil. It's just fun. I don't know. And riding Pegasus is fun, and I love the underworld. I love the setting of the map. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Just like Dead at Night, it's just amazing, except for better, in my opinion. The aesthetics are better. Um, Alpha Omega. This gets a lot of hate. I do not personally agree with this. A lot of people say it's an old reskin of Nuketown, but this really doesn't play anything like Nuketown Zombies. If you've played Nuketown Zombies, you know Alpha Omega is just not Nuketown Zombies. In my opinion, it's just like the Rising Drag. I don't get why a lot of people like the Rising Drag more than Alpha Omega. Alpha Omega played it safe. The Rising Drag literally played it as safe as you could get it. These two played it as safe as you could get it. I think these two are right neck to neck in my opinion. Well, I mean, you can't go wrong with 4 wonder weapons. And wait, there's also a space where you could just camp. There's also a space where you could just run around. And there's a shield, obviously. There's Pack-a-Punch and it's easy to get. There's power, it just takes one switch. And oh wow, look at the fucking similarities. And oh yeah, 4 different wonder weapons with its own quest, and each quest being pretty easy. And there's a quest to just get the regular base wonder weapon. I mean, sounds the same to me, but okay. And then there's Tog the Totem, which I really did enjoy. It is a fun ass map to play, and I really love the addition of Golden Pack-a-Punch. That is so fun to play with. They should have just used Golden Pack-a-Punch the whole time. I just wish that the Pack-a-Punch wouldn't move, but that's just something I have a problem with in Blood of the Dead and Voyage of Despair. For that reason, I think Tog the Totem is high, but it's not as high. It's not higher than Zetsubou, in my opinion. And Tog the Totem just brings so many memories of Call of Duty. It's not affecting my thing, but I'm just saying it really does when you play the map. And I do love the new addition, that new little factory area. It is a fun place to go, even though you might not go there again. It's not necessary to go there again, unlike Blood of the Dead. A lot of problems with Blood of the Dead, but a lot of good things with Blood of the Dead too. That's why I put it there. Cold War, there's a lot of sketchy, well, a lot of sort of, I just really love Cold War in my opinion, so I'm going to get to that later, so it doesn't offend you guys as much. Town, hold up now, let's go to Buzz Depot, literally Nocturne Totem. Do I have to say any more? Just the box, and just one door, and just the wall weapon. I think there's 1 or 2. And then there's Farm, it's literally just, Numa reskinned, except for its worse. And then there's Town, which is really fun to play. I'd say it's like right below the Reese, because of the fire pit and stuff, and you are given Pack-a-Punch from the beginning. I wish there's just a little quest, like maybe just getting Pack-a-Punch, and I don't know. That's it, but whatever. It's fine. I'm still fine with how the map plays out overall. But now it's time to get to the stuff that you guys are definitely not going to agree with me and are definitely not going to see my point of view. Alright, D Machine was a high A tier map. Most of the reason I'm putting these so high is because of the gameplay system. I just want to go into zombies and kill zombies. I think I've already told you during Ascension. I just want to go in the game and kill some motherfucking zombies, right? Sometimes, like these maps right here, they're masterpieces. These are masterpieces, right? These are just blowing my mind out of the water. They're just amazing. But these aren't the same things. This isn't supposed to be amazing in the same way. These are supposed to be amazing. These are just fun as fuck to just go in and just shoot the zombies, get the nades, just boom. And the wonder weapon is fun on this map. I do like the 4 new wonder weapons, although the only problem I found with Cold War is the base wonder weapon is better than the variants. How does that make sense? You do work to get the side wonder weapons, the quote unquote better wonder weapons, but they're just worse. Even with the patch of Packer punching them, they're still worse. I don't get it. Whatever. Treyarch, figure out your shit, man. Same problem applies to Mario Toten. The machine was fun. High A tier map in my opinion. It was just that shoot zombies. Fuck. It was just that shoot zombies that I really do enjoy from maps. Where the fuck is it? Oh, there it is. Wow, that's annoying, huh? What the fuck? Hold on just a second, guys. Ugh, we're having some technical issues right now. Alright, I think that's done the trick. So, I'm sorry guys for that brief little interruption. Yeah, Firebase E, right? So. Fuck! Fucking puto madre! So, little bug on my thing, and I sort of had to take some time to fix that. It didn't take too long, luckily, so let's get this video finished with. Alright, let's get back to this. Firebase E was a fun-ass map, and I really did enjoy that map. That map was fun as hell. In my opinion, was better than Mob of the Dead. There are so little maps that are just set in the daytime. The only maps that are set in the daytime that look fantastic are Shangri-La on Black Ops 3 Remastered, and that's it. Everything else just looks shitty during the day, except for maybe D Machine, but I don't really count that. Firebase E is amazing to look at. The Ray K is a fun wonder weapon, and the Easter egg is actually really fun to do. The only thing I hate about it is it's a reskin boss fight. However, this boss fight is very well done during the new defense rounds, and those are really fun. They're not forcing you to do them. They're just fun, and you just kill zombies. I don't know what's so hard to get about it. You just get a nuke, you just get a score streak, and you just kill zombies. It's fun like all hell. Now we're getting to our last 3 maps. Mario the Toten was the best COD Zombies map of all time in my opinion, and it still stands to this day. Right here, guys. Put it above everything else. Everyone loved this map. I know it. Okay, most people didn't like this map as much as I do, but I love the Cold War system, and it just worked perfectly on this map. And it just shows how well the system can be applied in later maps. It shows how amazing the system could be on like a map like Shadows of Evil or Dead of the Night. Imagine how amazing and fun that would be. Oh my gosh, Mario Toten just hits the spot for me, and it did for a lot of Zombies players. Obviously not to the extent as it did hit me. So for a lot of people, there's a lot of Call of the Dead fans, and it didn't hit as hard for me. It was still a very fun map, don't get me wrong. But I don't know. There's just better maps out there in my opinion. And then there's Outbreak, that new experimental game mode. It's better than it's experimental, I'd say. It's better than 5. I'd say it's like right yeah, it's right below 5, I'd say. It's a low B tier. It's a cool experiment, and a lot of people really love this map or this game mode. 50% of the zombies base was actually playing Outbreak. 50% Outbreak and 50% on round base, which is really insane to me. I just didn't get the hype around Outbreak, but it was still fun for me. Don't get me wrong, I loved Outbreak. It was fun as fuck, but it just didn't hit the spot as it did for most people. Finally, we got Forsaken. Made in a rush. However, I did thoroughly enjoy this map. I love the teleporters that connect the map. It feels like 4 connected maps, and for a lot of people, they say that's a downside. For me, I say it just makes the map feel like a transit. It really feels like transit. It does. There's just 4 maps put together, right? Isn't that what transit is? 4 maps put together. Diner, a town, farm, and bus depot. It's the same thing in Forsaken, and they each have their own little thing, and each little area adds its own place. And with the Cold War system, it makes it really fun, and it's fun. I think if they had more time, they would have perfected it, and it would have played more like Transit. But I got what they were going for. The Easter egg and boss fight was so fun on this map, just like they were from our Toten. For that reason, it is just right above Firebase C, because in my opinion, it is better than Firebase C due to it looking better inside, in my opinion. But it's just based on my personality or the mood. I could say Firebase Z is better or Forsaken is better. And same with these two, right? I could always say Shadows is better, Dead is better. And for a lot of people, they say Cold War maps just weren't that fun. And I do understand where they're coming from, right? A lot of people don't like coming out and just shooting zombies mindlessly and brainlessly for a couple of hours. A lot of people don't enjoy that. A lot of people like going through a quest. And for me, that just isn't the thing. And so that is why I am putting it right here at... That's why I'm putting it like this. Because I just love shooting zombies. I don't know, it never got old to me. I love doing it during Black Ops 3. I love doing it during Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. I love doing it in any game. It's just fun to just mindlessly kill zombies, and that is how I got into the game. I do love these Easter eggs and these steps and all the buildables. They're all fun to do, but overall, I will always be addicted to just killing zombies. And for that reason and that reason alone, I put Cold War so high up. Thank you for watching the video. I think hopefully that should give you a little insight onto how I view my zombies maps. I do not view it like an average Mr. T Lexify or This Myth Plays. I am not based nostalgically because I just don't really have that much nostalgia for zombies. I've only been playing it for 5 years. Okay, that's quite a bit of time, but you get what I mean, right? I haven't really been playing it as much as other people have been playing it. Some people have been playing it their whole lives. I personally have not. I'm pretty new to the zombies community relative to older people who started during World at War. I haven't been here through the whole journey, but I have played every map, and I have rated every map in my opinion. This is my tier list. Hopefully you guys, well, at least understand why I put things where they are. I do understand why you would put the Cold War map so low. I could understand why you put the Black Ops 1 map so high. And I really do understand why you might put Black Ops 3 above everything else. And a lot of people really love the Rise and Drag. And for me, I think the Rise and Drag was outdone by Cold War zombies maps because you can kill zombies a lot more fun. Well, it's just a lot more fun killing that game. And I do get what they were going for in the Rise and Drag. They were going for balance between the two. And for me, it didn't hit as well as it did for other people. I don't really know. Oh yeah, the other controversy, which was BL4 being so high. I just really liked the perk system and point system. I thought that it was broken. The perk system was broken. It didn't clearly fix it, but it at least tried to improve, and it did improve. But not by a lot. There were still crutch perks, and it was more based on how you wanted to play, but it still wasn't to where it should be, and I think that was fixed a lot during Cold War. Origins, fun, but it just looks bland, and you could only use the staffs to survive because you can't really train in the mud. And so, yeah, that's about it. That's how I view my zombies maps. Thank you so much for watching the video. I am so sorry for the technical delays, and I really do hope you find this video helpful or just fun to watch. Thank you, and see you in the next one. Peace.